In a glowing, sunlit forest lived a very large and very grumpy bear named Barnaby. And what did Barnaby love most? Honey. Golden, sticky, delicious honey. One morning, with his tummy rumbling like thunder, Barnaby stomped out of his den and announced, "Today, I will get all the honey I can eat." The nearby bluebird zoomed away. Smart choice. Barnaby sniffed the air. Sniff, sniff, sniff. He followed the sweet scent until he found it, the most beautiful beehive he had ever seen. A golden teardrop hanging from an old oak tree with one shiny drop of honey sparkling at the tip. Barnaby licked his lips. "Well," he said, "I'll just shake the tree. Easy." He wrapped his big arms around the trunk and heaved. Nothing. He tried again, and again, a single leaf fell onto his nose. That was it. Fine, plan B. He rolled in mud, then in leaves, until he looked like a muddy, leafy blob. "Perfect disguise," he said proudly. But the moment he tried to climb the tree, he slipped. He slid down with a long, dramatic squish and landed in a muddy heap. Just then, bzz, a tiny bee hovered in front of his face. She was no bigger than his thumb, with shiny wings and bold little eyes. "My name is Bella," she said, "and you, Big Bear, are making a terrible mess." Barnaby blinked. "I just want honey," he grumbled. Bella crossed her tiny arms. "And your brilliant idea was to shake our house and climb a tree dressed like a swamp monster?" Barnaby huffed. "What else should I do?" Bella pointed across the rushing stream. "See those flowers? They have the sweetest nectar, but the water is too strong for us." Then she pointed up to the tall trees. "And those sun blossoms open only at noon. We can't reach them in time." She looked straight into Barnaby's eyes. "If you help us reach the nectar we can't get, we'll share our honey with you, fair and square." Barnaby paused. "Helping? Working? But honey." "Fine," he sighed. "Deal." And so the strangest team in the forest began their mission. Barnaby carried bees across the rushing stream in his giant paws, walking slowly, carefully. Bella buzzed instructions from his shoulder. "Left. No, other left. Steady." When a young bee tickled his nose, Barnaby almost sneezed them into the sky. But he held it in with a big choof. The bees giggled. Next, Barnaby bent tall branches down so the bees could gather nectar from sun blossoms. He watched them dance around the petals, tiny legs dusted with yellow pollen. For the first time, he noticed how beautiful the flowers were. Later, when a strong wind blew toward the cliffside flowers, Barnaby stood in front of them like a giant furry wall. The bees hid safely until the wind passed. They buzzed around him gratefully. As the day went on, Barnaby learned things he had never known about nectar, pollen, and how the hive worked like one big family. He wasn't just helping anymore. He was enjoying it. By sunset, the bees had gathered more nectar in one day than they usually did in a whole week. Bella led Barnaby back to the oak tree, and he walked softly this time. The queen bee came out, her voice gentle and warm. "Barnaby, you have helped our hive with kindness. As promised, we will share our honey with you." 2 bees carried out a large, golden piece of honeycomb. Barnaby took a slow, careful bite. His eyes widened. It tasted like sunshine, and wildflowers, and happiness. Bella dipped her tiny leg into the honey and tasted it too. Barnaby looked at her, then at the honey, then back at her. He gently broke off a small piece and offered it to her. "I think it tastes better when you share it," he said softly. Bella buzzed happily. A few bees joined in, and together, under the soft evening sky, a big bear and a tiny bee shared honey, side by side. From that day on, Barnaby wasn't the grumpy forest bear anymore. He became Barnaby the bee friend, helper of flowers, protector of bees, and a beloved friend of the forest. Moral of the story: when you help others and share what you have, life becomes sweeter, just like honey. Good night, little ones. And remember, be brave, be kind, and always be there for your friends. The end.